Wow, fast text.
Bars.
Before we begin this reaction, I'd like to thank our supporters that provide funding to film and edit this video. Since we are unable to monetize any of our React videos uploaded to this channel, it is our Patreon that provides us the funding to continue making our channel bigger and better. We have a lot of interesting and exclusive content uploaded to our Patreon, which includes uncut reactions to this song, reactions to Japanese releases, live stages, games, and more. Many thanks again to those who are able to support us. Let the reaction begin. You are now reacting to the SHINee member Taemin and what was his final pre-military enlistment solo release called Advice. Okay, so shout out to Annie Yejin Lee from Quora for the song summary I'm about to read. I was like struggling to write a summary and then she appeared with a halo around her with this summary of the song. So she says, Advice is the title track for the third part of his album series called Never Gonna Dance Again. Never Gonna Dance Again Part 1 started off with his title track called Criminal, which is about forbidden love or toxic love, which was then followed up by his title track Idea, being about finding your new self and fighting against being defined by one concept. And now, this series has ended with Advice. Advice is about Taemin's career and the various things he was forced to face throughout his 13 years of idol life that started when he was 14-year-old in the music industry.
He came in at 14?
Yeah.
Poor kid.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
It's about how people have treated him unfairly, how drama hungry they all are, but also about the fact that despite all the hate he gets, they won't ever get under his skin because he always escapes and comes back even stronger. This song is composed by Cutfather, Daniel Davidson, Peter Walevik, Lucas Sekon, and Wayne Hector.
Wayne Hector.
Wayne Hector.
That's a baller name. 3, 2, 1. Oh, what the heck?
It's not a Bach convention.
Whoa. Going to the major. Oh, to major.
Oh.
He's a scarecrow mask on.
Whoa.
Wow, fast text.
Bars.
I like how it's growing. I like how it started and got to this point.
Oh wow. It's very trap.
Holy. The falsetto. It's very nice.
Was that sampled? Was that piano sampled from a classical piece? Oh, I see.
I think it's a sample, isn't it?
It's a much calmer song than the lyrics would suggest. But I like it. It's got attitude.
Holy shit.
Oh, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2.
You hear those claps on every beat? You can tell that something big is coming.
I like that one half bar sort of syncopation. It sounds like it changed time signatures, but it didn't.
Ooh, I like that. That breathy inflection?
Yeah.
So good.
Falling off the phrases.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like how it just launches into the chorus.
Well, it's a chord progression that can just kind of work. Then I mean, it's the same chord progression for the chorus and the verse is what I mean.
It's amazing if you really hit that.
Very high octave doubling.
It's a visually pleasing video.
Yeah.
It's very beautiful, artistic.
Yeah.
Love that snare.
That was cool. I liked how the bass grew out of the piano note that he played and then came in with the A at the bottom.
Oh, that's a cool lyric there.
I like the counter melody hits the floor a lot. It's kind of cool.
Whoa.
Ooh, there was a major step. Ooh, those are some rich chords.
That was sick.
Yeah, it's really good.
Wait, I actually really liked that.
I thought you might.
I don't know, but the whole thing, the beginning, did that remind you of For Elise?
A little. I mean, just because it's piano. So.
I was gonna go for more like contour and like the content of it.
I wasn't thinking of that specifically.
Not every time the piano plays do I think, ah yes, For Elise. Someone plays Happy Birthday on piano. I'm like, ah yes, reminiscent of For Elise.
I guess it's because there's like broken arpeggios.
Are you choosing to ignore me?
Yes, I'm choosing to move on so I don't have to face the humiliation of what I've said against you.
Except I'm still laboring the point.
Yes. Yeah, I guess because the broken arpeggios kind of does sound remind you of that kind of aesthetic. I really like in like the second part of the piano, they do like it almost feels like a mixed meter. It still fits in 4, but he accents an offbeat.
1, 2, 3, 4. So that's like normal, and then it becomes 1. 1, and then goes back to.
And it makes it feel like, oh, did the meter switch for a second? But it's just a fun little syncopated accent.
What about that do you like?
It's just like a little like spice kick to the song, you know. Like this song, I really like the articulation and things like that. It did it rhythmically in the melody itself. But like the meter is kind of like the same throughout. But just that part, what we just did, it's like a little change.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It amazed me how much of the tessitura is in falsetto. And then, I mean, like it's recorded in a studio, but I mean, these people sing live, so it's not like he couldn't do it. Not only is it in falsetto, but it's constantly descending down, like low enough into the chest voice, and that's really hard to negotiate. And I just thought that that was really impressive. And then in the moments like toward the end of each chorus, they would double the octave above, which I mean, I would assume was digital, but impressive if that's not. But I think that was also really effective. It just, there were a lot of layers and texture, especially with the voice, which I enjoy listening to.
Yeah, I wanted to go back to like 127-ish. You guys were talking about falling of the phrases. I'm sure it's more than just like da 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 da. There was something spoken to at that point.
Oh yes, yeah.
Can we go back there?
It releases, so sa.
What's the difference between of not releasing?
Sa. Like there's a fall off.
I think I notice it most in that line because everything, all of sort of the note lengths are both equal and they're on kind of a similar intoned pitch. So it's kind of like da 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 da. So it kind of draws your attention goes to the one that isn't on the same pitch as the others, which is that last one that drops, and it kind of works as both a springboard for the next intoned phrase, as well as kind of ending that said phrase satisfyingly. So it kind of does two jobs while also making us go, oh, what's coming next? What are you gonna do? And that's just something that really drew my attention.
Sure. Well, I think you mentioned it too, the breathy tone.
Yeah.
That I think contributes to it too. Like it could have been da 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 da, but it's da 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 da. Like he's allowing more of an aspirate onset. There's more breath coming through the folds, and it just creates an intensity. Because I mean, in moments when we're out of breath, like we're gasping, you know, or like it allows that to come more through the phrase. It's like, ooh.
I like how it built a lot. It started out so clean and like very solid. Went into the verse, got to the chorus, great. I loved like this expansive, iterative way of playing around with the chord progression too, because it is a chord progression that when it goes to the major, it does feel like it's building and growing. When it got to the chorus, like the drums and the hit, and it was great. But I didn't like how it ended. I didn't like how it tailed off in terms of the form and the energy. Tailing down. Like that was what was kind of weird. It seemed like it hit a plateau and then stayed the plateau, but the plateau got a little bit less solid because we'd heard it before on the same level. but I did like this a lot. This was a great part. Cool.
I also like this, but then they did baby synth, and I like baby synth sometimes, but it's baby synth immediately preceded by his or somebody's really high, like super high falsetto, and I think that's actually kind of a thing that I don't like in a lot of songs.
Was it double?
When somebody goes super high in the falsetto, in a way that to me sounds a little unnatural for that. The song didn't need that much high notes. I don't know. Like it wasn't like processed or edited in any weird way. It actually sounded kind of natural. And I mean, if he could hit it, that's really great.
Oh, the kick drum comes in there. Yeah.
This is a vibe though.
Like I kind of like that. Might be my favorite section. Of things.
It was actually
I don't know.
really good.
I just really like that that vibe. The little like chipmunky. Like it sounds pretty sick. It's like a grooving line too.
Also, that's such a cool hook. Best take my own advice.
All the producing of it was beautiful. I did like how clear it was. Like it was very, very clear. You could like hear all the sounds very nicely.
You can also hear like this organ kind of has like a counter melody in the top and like the upper register, kind of. It's like it's kind of like octaves, but it's almost like working in reverse. It adds layers in a way where they kind of work congruently, or they work like or not congruently, conversely, where they work in like opposite directions. But because of the balance of the instruments, it still sounds good, and it still sounds like a well-mixed whole. It's really good. That was really good.
And it's also like whenever they had a blue in the background, it felt like it fit with the song because it's just that kind of like open quality. You can see all the way up to the sky sort of thing in terms of the sonic palette.
So what about the snare, the groove that you liked?
Oh, I mean, the groove was like okay.
So it was specifically the production of the sound itself?
No, it was like, I don't know if it was just because you told me how long he's been like in the game, but I don't know, I was watching and listening to that and it just sounded like someone who like knew exactly what they wanted to do. Like he was so comfortable, like even in the video and like listening to the way he sang, you can like, I don't know, you can tell when somebody has control over what they're doing, I think. And was he a writer on this?
No, but
okay, that's
he
really impressive
did.
then.
The thing is like when you watch the behind the scenes thing, you hear him listening to the demo and then you hear him talking about how he wants to phrase it in different ways and layer it in different ways. So he still had like a lot of his hands in how he wanted.
Yeah, so it's even more impressive then that he like brought, I think, that level of artistry to it. Because like his delivery was so good, and it's weird to say, but you can almost tell that it was his delivery that made it good and not just like somebody like in like Pro Tools like adjusting his vocals later. Like, I don't know, he was doing that.
Do you know the best way to judge someone's musical intellect?
Huh.
It's how long they extend the achlaut of Bach.